Welcome back to another episode of Lone Star College Football. We have our post game show for the Valero Alamo Bowl. It was not the game that we were hoping for, but it's the game we got. We got some positives, some negatives.
Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like
In a way, there's reason to be happy. There's reason to have good things that we can hold on to for next season. And then in a way, it's like our offense didn't show us enough, right? Quinn struggled in the first half. Second half, he really kind of put on a clinic. Like in the second half, he was dealing the ball down the field, hitting Xavier worthy. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But he was putting the ball where it needed to be. Casey Kane showed up. He had a really good game. Jordan Whittington had some good plays. Jatavion Sanders had some good plays. And so in a way, we saw some really good development things that, our team had, 3 weeks, almost a month to prepare. And we saw some. In the first half, it was sketchy. Like we're trying to figure out what is going on with this offense. And then as the game went on, halftime adjustments, we saw some good things. Our rushing offense was non-existent. Our offensive line did not play very well as far as the interior offensive line. We looked a lot like we did against TCU, which you got to imagine. TCU, obviously, they game plan to stop Bijan, stop the run. Washington did the same thing. Obviously not preparing for Bijan, but just knowing that if we run the ball, that'll set up our pass. They wanted us to beat them through the air. And we did. We threw the ball well, right? Quinn, almost 370 yards passing and a touchdown. And really, if Xavier Worthy caught a couple more passes, he'd have been 430, 440 and a few touchdowns. If our offensive line played better, I think we would have had much more success for sure, which is an obvious statement. Obviously, your line plays better, you have more success. But I just mean, Quinn was getting pressured. He got hit a couple times. And Jonathan Brooks and Keelan Robinson, although they're talented, they're not Bijan, they're not Roshan, where in a lot of those tackle for losses, Bijan and Roshan would have just somehow found a way to get back to the line. They weren't really able to do so, which is okay. We can't expect them to be what we had. Honestly, if anybody watching this, you need to go on Twitter at Bijan, at Roshan. Thank you. Thank you for what you've done for the last few years, because we were spoiled as far as our backfield. We'll get into the receivers. Before we do that, just do us a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the little bell so you never miss another episode of Lone Star College Football. We just crossed like 300, almost 15. So our goal was 300 for the New Year's. Y'all crushed that, and we cannot thank y'all enough. Casey Kane, dude, he played like all year. Not a ton, but he was on the field, and sometimes it felt like he was on the field way more than he should have been. And, against Iowa State, he drops a crucial catch. That was a touchdown. And then I think it was either a few plays before or a few plays after, he's running route and he slips and falls, and there's the play is to him where he's on the ground and Quinn throws it. That's the design play. Not for him to be on the ground, but for him to get the ball. He makes no real effort to get up and try to go track that ball down. But yesterday rather, he had a good game. And that's good to see. There seems to be in those 3 weeks, there's development. The coaching staff talked about it. A lot of times we as fans are like, Coach, why aren't you developing week between week between week? And you got to understand is each week they're game planning for another team. They don't really have time during the season to just stop everything and get back to the basics. They have to prepare. They have to say, all right, this is what Oklahoma's doing. This is the reads. This is the play. This is what they might audible into. And it takes all week. And you see, sometimes they're ready, sometimes they're not. So for a bowl game to get those extra 15 practices to actually stop, take a deep breath, let's go back to the basics for 2 weeks. And then the third week game prep for Washington. Like I mentioned in the beginning, Quinn was able to hit, not connect with, but he was able to hit Xavier Worthy deep twice after he underthrew him in the first quarter. In the third quarter, he hit him on the money. Now he had one that was, you could argue, is a little bit behind X. I mean, it gets him right in that pocket, and you can see Xavier Worthy kind of fall down and try to get it. I guess, it's hard. I played receiver in high school, so it is kind of hard to figure out in a split second how do I move my body with the best position to catch that football. In his mind, kind of dropping down and trying to get that ball to the hip seemed to be the best way, and it just didn't work. But the very next play, he runs a post, a seam, whatever you want to call it, and splits the safeties, cover two, just splits them. And Quinn, he hit him. I mean, he gripped it and ripped it, and it hits Worthy just right there. Then he cannot come down with it. Now, if just like me, right? In the game, I was mad. Since then, I was like, come on, dude. We've been talking all season where it's like, man, Worthy, I feel so bad. They're overthrowing you. They're overthrowing you. And then they hit it and you drop it. But I want to be mad, but at the same time, it's okay. It's okay. I was looking at stats. I was talking with Logan today. And he's got 60 receptions for like 760 yards and 9 touchdowns. And I looked at every other team in the Big 12. Their number one receiver. There's only like 3 or 4 that have more yards than him. And nobody has more touchdowns than him. So every Texas fan right now is saying he can transfer out. That's fine. I don't care. We don't need him. No. What are you talking about? He's still our number one receiver. He led the Big 12 in touchdowns. He had a lot of drops, don't get me wrong, but even with those drops, he's still like the 4th best or 5th best receiver in the Big 12. I don't want him to leave. I want him to put some more work in and get his hands right. That's what I want. With Isaiah Nayor, hopefully he can come back healthy next year. I think a receiving core is okay. Now, Jordan Whittington tweeted something today. I don't remember exactly what it was like. Thank you, football. Thank you, fans. So I don't know as if he's going to stick around. I don't know. We did just see, just a little breaking news, T'Vondre Sweat did announce that he is going to return, so that is good. Speaking of T'Vondre Sweat, the defense, out of their minds, right? Like, yeah, we like to complain. We like to nitpick. No sacks, no tackle for losses. But we held Michael Penix Jr. to like 280-something yards. This is a guy I think he's only had 1 or 2 games all season under 300 yards. Including a few over 4, and I know at least 1 over 5. Like this is an extremely talented passing offense, and we held him to like 287. Mind you, it helps because their run game was rather efficient. That helped them for sure. But in the same way, man, I have to look at our defense and be excited for next year. Terrence Brooks, he came in, true freshman. He played well. Almost had a pick 6. He broke up a couple plays. He was in the right area. He got some tackles. Jalen Ford had only 3 tackles in the first half, 7 in the second half. Still had 10 tackles in the game. You didn't see his presence the way we're used to, but that's okay. We haven't heard from him for sure if he's coming back, but I really hope so. Man, DeMarvion Overshown not being in that game showed just the same way Bijan and Roschon, like they're vocal leaders, they know the defense, they can operate it, and they're playmakers. So DeMarvion Overshown not playing, that was a problem for us. Going into next season, on offense, it's kind of an offensive and defensive problem. On offense, we've got to work on our 3rd and 4th down offense, and on defense, we've got to work on our 3rd and 4th down defense. It is atrocious. It is just terrible. I mean, I was telling Logan, I was like, dude, in a weird way, I would rather it be 3rd and 4 than 3rd and 11. 3rd and 4, it feels like, all right, hey, we got a chance. 3rd and 11, it's just like, just move the chains. They're gonna get it. They almost always get it, and I don't understand. I don't understand that. We didn't see everything we wanted to see in this game. We didn't see Jaden Blue, And reports are now today that he has scrubbed Texas from his social media. So Jaden Blue might be leaving the program. If that's the case, I hate to see it. I think he's talented. I wanted to see him play in that burnt orange jersey. But at the same time, I understand you're number 5 on the depth chart. Now Bijan Roschon are gone. You're still number 3. And we've got Cedric Baxter and Trey Wisner coming in. So it's not even guaranteed you really see the field at all. I don't blame him. I want to see him stay and compete, but it's a business decision. Best of luck to him if he leaves. I hope he goes somewhere good. I hope he can play and make it to the league. And that's just a part of being the University of Texas is we're always gonna be able to stack talent, and sometimes you stack it so deep, somebody's got to leave, right? Everybody wants to play. We didn't get to see Malik Murphy. I really wanted to see Malik Murphy. If y'all watched our other video, I think it was on the quarterback. I'll link it. I think it's up here. I'll link it up here. Malik Murphy I think he's really athletic. I think he's so talented. I told Logan in this video, look, there's more to talk about, but I was telling him that he's so athletic. I almost wonder if Quinn was to get hurt and Malik comes in, I feel like Malik's the kind of guy who could like take a hold of a team and play so well that Quinn never doesn't get to come back when he's healthy. I think Malik is just crazy talented. Ultimately, it sucks. It sucks to lose your bowl game. It sucks to lose the last game of the season because now we've got 9 months and we just lost. We just get to be pissed off for 9 months. But from 5-7 last year to 8-5 this year, it's not a good season by any means. But it's a good springboard season. It's not a good season. I don't look at it and say, man, that was good. No. We're Texas. 8-5 is never good. But as a springboard season, say, okay, here's how we played last year. Here's where we made significant jumps this year. If we make the same kind of jump from next year, I think that we're a team that could have like legit gone undefeated. All right, we lost to Bama by 1. Bama this year isn't what they usually are. We lost to TCU in a game where our offense just could not get it together. Same thing kind of with Washington's. We just really the first half we just could not get it together. And then we dropped 2 games to Tech and Oklahoma State where we're winning by 14. Like it's so hard, man, being a Longhorn fan, having those burnt orange glasses and burnt orange Kool-Aid. And it's like, man, every year it's like the same thing. This should be our year. This should be our year. And they hadn't had it yet. But I feel good about Sark. I do. I know right now there's a lot of things going on about him and that guy at the Alamo Bowl that he was screaming at. I'm not going to get into that. Everybody has their own idea of what might be going on behind the scenes with him. All I know is if it's as bad as some people speculate, I say speculate because I've seen nobody close to Coach Sark speculate that he's drinking. Just people on the internet who don't know anything. If that's the case, we need to be praying for him. So not gonna hate on him. Not gonna do any of that. With that being said, just a quick little post-game show. If y'all made it this far, do appreciate y'all rocking with us. And like I said, we are over 300, and our goal now is our next goal is 500, obviously, and we're gonna do a giveaway. We are gonna do a $50 giveaway at 500, and if we can reach 1,000 before the 2023 season, we're gonna do our best to get for sure 1, but we really want to get 2 tickets and have 2 of y'all just random come out and catch a football game with me and Logan. Hopefully it'll be Texas versus Baylor. But if not, I don't know. I don't know which game it'll be. It might be, Logan goes with one of the Baylor fans on the channel to a Baylor game, and then a different week, a Longhorn fan can join me and we can go watch the Longhorns play. But I'd like it to be the Texas and Baylor game, and one Baylor, one Texas fan come with us. I think that'd be fun. So appreciate y'all rocking with us. Until next time, welcome.